In the late 1500s, a group of brave English settlers set out to build a new life across the Atlantic. It was 1587 when 115 men, women, and children arrived on a small island off the coast of modern-day North Carolina. They were pioneers, dreamers, families seeking freedom and fortune at the Roanoke Colony. But from the moment they stepped ashore, something felt wrong. The settlers struggled from the start. Their crops failed to grow in the unfamiliar soil, and promised supplies from England were delayed. Tensions with the local tribes grew, and with communication almost impossible, they were truly isolated. 3 long years later, in 1590, a relief ship finally arrived. The crew landed at Roanoke and found nothing. The settlement was gone. The houses had been carefully dismantled, not destroyed. The protective fences were taken down. There was no sign of a battle, not a single body, not even a shallow grave. It was as if the entire colony had simply vanished. The only clue left behind was a single word, carved into a wooden post, Roanoke, for centuries. This mystery has captivated historians and storytellers. What happened to the lost colony? The common theories suggest they were attacked by local tribes or succumbed to starvation and disease. But the real story, the one you don't hear in history class, is far stranger. It's possible they didn't die at all. Maybe they survived by disappearing into the vast surrounding wilderness. Some anthropologists have uncovered fascinating evidence suggesting that some settlers may have integrated with nearby Native American communities. DNA studies have even hinted that modern descendants of the Roanoke colonists might be alive today, walking among us, completely unaware they carry the genes of those long-lost pioneers. This theory transforms the tragedy into a story of incredible adaptation and survival against all odds. But let's not forget the terror and confusion back in England. The ships meant to resupply the colony had been delayed by brutal storms and the war with Spain. For years, families waited, their hope dwindling with each passing season. Were their loved ones still alive? Or had they been swallowed by the unforgiving New World? The anxiety of not knowing festered, growing into a dark legend. People whispered of curses, angry spirits, and the dangers of a land that refused to be tamed. By the time the news of the empty settlement reached England, the story was already a myth, a ghostly warning about isolation and the great unknown. What makes the Roanoke mystery so uniquely terrifying is the complete lack of answers. Unlike other historical disappearances, there are no bodies, no mass graves, and no definitive evidence of what happened. There is only that one cryptic word, Roanoke. It's as if the settlers were erased from history, or perhaps they stepped into a different one. Historians have scoured every possible location, analyzed every scrap of evidence, but the fate of those 115 people remains one of history's greatest unsolved puzzles. So, what does this story teach us? It's not just a lesson about the hardships of colonization. It's about the profound, chilling power of the unknown. Imagine being one of the sailors on that relief ship, finding an entire town gone without a trace, with no sound, no struggle, no explanation, just a single word carved into a post. The human mind is wired to seek answers, to find closure. But some mysteries refuse to be solved. Roanoke wasn't just a failed colony. It was a stark reminder that some things are simply beyond our control and understanding. And here's the final, haunting twist that keeps historians up at night. Maybe the settlers weren't lost at all. Maybe they chose to disappear, to blend into the landscape, to survive by becoming invisible, while the world they left behind simply forgot them. Perhaps Roanoke wasn't lost, it was erased. And that is the most chilling thought of all. Thanks for watching. If you're fascinated by history's dark and unsolved mysteries, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.